Nigeria's democracy clocks a quarter century today. Is there something to cheer about? No doubt, but on the whole, these have been 25 mixed bag of achievement. And what could have been? Senior political reporter Ademola Lawrence takes a look at Nigeria's journey of unbroken democracy.
That Nigeria has remained one indivisible nation despite the unforeseen forces unleashed by conflicting ethno-religious challenges is certainly something to cheer. Whatever its many imperfections, its trajectory is far more preferred to military dictatorship.
The country has a natural endowment that we can tap into and export.
One thing we should not do is to just focus on sale of our assets.
That many amendments made in 1999 Constitution till it came into effect this day 25 years ago have combined to make Nigeria more federal. There are more items in the concurrent list in our Constitution today in 1999. The quality and integrity of our national elections have also improved remarkably, culminating in a peaceful election transition between the two different parties for the first time in our history in 2015.
Muhammadu Buhari of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Beyond this, there have also been modest improvements in socio-economic development too. Nigeria's economy is today the largest economy in Africa, with a GDP well above $400 billion. Economic sectors like the creative industry, banking, telecoms and digital economy have grown remarkably over the past 25 years, even if it's still lopsided nationally. Access to education, particularly higher education, has likewise expanded considerably from less than 40 universities in 1999, for example, to more than 170 today, even though the quality of degrees and other certificates churned out annually remains serious concern. From former President Olusegun Obasanjo's Economic Empowerment Program lifted straight out of the World Bank Poverty Alleviation Strategy document to current President Tinubu's remove subsidy from everything policy, the role of Nigeria's state in economic management has not been encouraging enough to leave the poor out of poverty. But after 25 years of democratic governance, has Nigeria felt the dividends of democracy? Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Abuja.
For more on the first anniversary of President Bola Tinubu and the 25 years of unbroken democracy, former Minister of Youth and Sports Sunday Dare joins me on the news at 10. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10.
TVC, thank you for having me tonight.
Indeed. And now let's talk about the man, Tinubu. You knew him as governor and how now he's at the helm of affairs as president of Nigeria. He indeed witnessed the move to democracy, and now he's at the helm of affairs as president. How do you describe him, considering what Nigeria is celebrating today, 25 years of unbroken democracy?
Well, his antecedents bear him out. You're looking at over 3 decades of democratic struggle. Like I've often said, here is a man forged in the crucible of democratic struggle. Here is a man who has clearly paid his dues. Here is a man who understands Nigeria and the issues that thug as Nigeria's unity and development. Here is a man who has built alliances across the length and breadth of our country and also beyond our shores. So he's a man for the moment. And as we celebrate 25 years of unbroken democracy, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu stands tall amongst those nationalists and leaders of our country who stood up in defense of the rights of the people of Nigeria. And I believe that this golden opportunity that he has to lead Nigeria forward, we have seen 365 days. But then that's just the very beginning. The seeds for a better future, the seeds for a stronger economy, the seeds for a stronger nation are being sown already, and they will germinate and bear fruit in the years ahead.
And talking about achieving 25 years of unbroken democracy, were you one of those who were optimistic that this democracy we are in would not be truncated like it used to be in the past?
Well, the fact that we've had successful transitions over time, spanning 25 years, speaks to the fact that I think to a very large extent we've gotten it right. The political class has gotten it right. We've been able to have the military stay back in the barracks. Don't forget, that struggle was a struggle that was born out of the efforts and the blood of so many of our patriots. You look at June 12, 31 years ago. You look at the military epochs that came. You look at how the likes of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other pro-democracy activists from the media to the political class stayed at the vanguard of that struggle. They are the watchmen of democracy in our country. And as we speak today, so many of them are still out there jealously guarding our democratic journey. And I believe that the enthronement of democracy in our country has come to stay. And when you have someone like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerging through the democratic process, through elections, emerging to be the president to lead this country at this time, then you can say we have had a constellation of all the forces that we need to be able to power forward as a country on the democratic journey.
But then, do Nigerians have cause to celebrate moving away from military to civil rule?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was an active participant as a journalist when we had the military interregnum, especially of Babangida and also that of General Sani Abacha. And of course, for a while, General Abdulsalami Abubakar. And I know the assault suffered by the mass of our people. We lived under a constitution that never existed, that was suspended. The people had no representatives. When you look at dictatorial rule, Nigeria was under the jackboot of the military, and that stunted our growth. Our freedoms and human rights were abused thoroughly. So having lived within that epoch of military dictatorship, I know what the difference is. You have the people's representatives in the National Assembly. You have the different tiers of government being able to assess the resources they need for development. You have the opportunity every 4 years to select your leaders and send home leaders that have not performed. And that has always been our aspiration. We learned from developed democracies like America and other countries in Europe. And I think when you see the development they have had over the decades, it was not until they got to liberal democracy that they were able to attain such level of national cohesion, of patriotism, of the level of development that they need. And I think that we have cause to celebrate that this country is on the path of democracy. And I believe that we will continue on this trajectory. And Nigerians will have cause to celebrate as development comes to our country.
Former Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sani Dari, thank you for talking to us. And I understand today is your birthday.
And yes.
So that's a 3-in-1 celebration, right? Birthday, unbroken democracy, first anniversary of the president's administration.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So congratulations to you, and do have a fantastic year ahead.
Thank you very much. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.